All right, let's now go across to Suman Bery, Vice Chairman of NITI Aayog. Mr. Bery, thank you and welcome to CNBC-TV18 on Budget Day. Over the last few weeks, we were hearing about some big-ticket schemes, maybe increased interest subvention for MSMEs, maybe increased allocation under PM Kisan Samman Nidhi, maybe a 12,500 crore rupees famed 3 scheme. None of that has happened. Why do you think, and what is the thinking of the government for sticking to the path of fiscal discipline? When it came to the interim budget in 2019, you had the PM Kisan Samman Nidhi, you had certain tax tweaks also for the middle class. Why do you think the government has stayed away for some of the popular measures, some of the big bang announcements that were being discussed in the media and also by analysts?
Well, it just proves to me that the media exists to create its own bubbles. I'm sorry. Am I speaking over you? May I go ahead?
Sure, sir. We can hear you.
Okay, fine. Look, I think the important thing about this budget, and indeed this government, is that it is sober, responsible, credible, and confident. Okay, so it was indicated that, by the FM in the media that this was going to be, in effect, an interim budget. I don't know if that exists kind of constitutionally, and so it proved, particularly on the tax side. To me, what is perhaps under-remarked is really the fiscal consolidation guide path. I know that the markets have been rather excited about this because of what it means for, as it were, the demand on bond markets. But let me make the larger point, which is also picked up in the FM speech. I don't think this government gets the kind of credit that it deserves for what is referred to in the budget speech as economic management. So we are not that far away from COVID, the fastest growing major economy in the world, inflation more or less under control, reasonably, certainly buoyant stock markets, looking now for both FDI and for the private sector to start investing. You don't get here, as it were, by luck or by chance. And so to me, I think it would have been a mistake to spoil this track record with last-minute populism. And frankly, the recent election results suggest that there wasn't a particular need to do so. Back to you.
Right. Mr. Bery, when it comes to job creation, it is often said that a lot of people are actually going back to agriculture, so there is actually a lot of unemployment in the country which needs to be addressed. Now, how will this budget do in terms of encouraging job creation? We're looking at the defense sector as well, which has got a major allocation, a record over 6.2 lakh crore allocation to the Ministry of Defense, 1.72 lakh crores for the defense budget, that is the capital acquisition budget, 1 lakh crore corpus for deep tech, for youth and for companies, 2 crore more houses under the PM Awas Yojana, schemes for helping slum dwellers living on rent or to build their own houses, a new housing scheme for the deserving middle class as well. Overall, these are quite a few things that I've mentioned across sectors, but overall, how do you think this budget will increase job creation?
Parikshit, I'm not sure what time horizon you are talking of. I have, my job is to look at the medium term and to work with the Prime Minister on a vision for India, Viksit Bharat. Now, I think the philosophy in the budget is crystal clear, which is that we can't anticipate where the new jobs are going to be. What we do know, and one reason for the focus on capex, is that the immediate multiplier from capital expenditure is a great deal higher than revenue expenditure and certainly subsidies. And so I have not had a chance actually to look at the fine print of the allocations. Obviously, you have done so. But I just want to talk about the underlying philosophy of the budget speech, and indeed of the government's policies overall. They are to equip individuals with the skills and the financing to allow them to realize their entrepreneurial capabilities, to explore new options, and frankly to get away from what had been the goal of our educational system, which was to prepare graduates for Babu jobs. That is not the India of the future. That's not the India of Viksit Bharat. And so the focus is on skills. The focus is on women. The focus is on empowerment. Now, there's a lot of controversy about the, what employment numbers to track and follow. And, we are 1/5 of humanity. A lot of our employment is so-called informal. I would also say that the minister's budget speech pays a lot of attention to what they call formalization, okay? Which is that moving people from, mom and pop operations into registered entities, be they startups. And formalization is partly responsible for our very buoyant taxes. I would also say, while again, it's not easy to measure, the indications that we have is that by and large rural wages have been going up, and I hear from people who are in the south, this is anecdotal, that there are huge skills shortages.
Right. On that note, sir, I'll request you to hold on. The finance minister has just started speaking. We are going to cut across to that press conference. Let's hear from the Prime Minister in a post-budget press conference.